Hey, so I thought I'd record again like this. I know it's a little bit whack and behind me and whatever, but I have to get this out. My stepdad he's not technically my stepdad, but he's been with my mom for a long time, so he may as well just be my stepdad. But anyways, he calls me today and he said that he wanted to adopt me. I'm 34, and I can tell you this right now, it came as a shock because since my kids have been born, I've maybe seen my dad 3 or 4 times, and my eldest is 12. So, yeah. There was a time that he was actually here in BC with my stepmom. Well, my biological dad, I should say, has only seen my kids like 3 or 4 times. And he came out to BC with my stepmom, and they had to drive through the Lower Mainland, and we were living in the Lower Mainland at the time, Surrey to be exact, and they didn't stop to say hi, and I'm thinking it's because maybe my dad still thought that I lived in my mom's apartment with her, but that wasn't the case. We had our own place, and by this point and whatever, and it's whatever. And there's several other times that my dad's come out to BC and he hasn't bothered to come and see us. Like, I get it, you were a bit further up north, but the other times that you came down to the Lower Mainland, you could have stopped in. I mean, Phil's sister did it, but I'm not here to bash my dad or be salty against my dad or whatever. I'm just here to say my stepdad wants to adopt me as his daughter, and I don't know how to take it. I cried. Like, I legit cried for my grandmother because she was always awesome at giving me advice. But she's no longer with us. She hasn't been with us since 2006. So that's a whole different story for another time. But I reached out. My husband, he was working, and so I couldn't get a hold of him. I didn't want to, get a hold of anybody really, but then I was just like, you know what, I'm going to get a hold of my best friend. And my best friend, Becky, I love her so much. We've been friends since 2004. So that should explain something right there. So I was on Facebook, and I noticed that Becky and her family were doing a live church sermon with their church leader. I can't remember if he said rabbi, if he said pastor, what. So I'm just going to say church leader. And I started watching it, and truth be told, I couldn't stop watching it for, yes, I've been baptized. I know I swear a lot in some other videos, but today I just reached out to her and I was like, could you say some prayers for me today, please? Because I need help. I need guidance. I don't know what I should do. And I told her my situation. I'm like, yes, I know that you're in a sermon right now, but, you know. So I watched the rest of the sermon. And, you know, it's about 4:30 my time. She's all the way back in Ontario. So be pretty, say about 4:30 my time, I get a video call from Becky, and okay, for the first few minutes we were all like, oh, hey, what, you know, like best friends do and whatever, and, you know, and then it got down to the seriousness of it, and of why, you know, she called, and I told her what was going on, and I actually prayed with her church leader. He actually got on Becky's phone and started talking to me, and it was just so, like, it wasn't overwhelming, it was just a relief, because, you know, not gonna lie, I do believe that I lost my way, you know. So anyways, and they did say, like, you know, they did tell me that I looked a little stressed out, and, you know, I started looking a bit better once Becky started talking to me and whatever. But anyways, I prayed with them, and I could hear a few people in the background crying, and I was just like, as I was repeating what the church leader was saying, and I had to stop for a second because I myself was crying, like, you know, like, and you know, so I give this decision, it's my decision to make, but I'm asking God to help me, you know, so make this decision. You know, so, I mean, I don't know, like, the obvious choice should be for me to say yes to my stepdad, but at the same time, I still talk with my dad on Facebook, and I still talk to my stepmom quite a bit, so I don't know how everyone's gonna take it, because I still talk with my biological dad and his family, and I just don't know how everyone's gonna take it, and I'm scared because I know my dad's temperament. I mean, heck, I have my dad's temperament, so yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping and praying that all this goes well, and that, you know, the outcome is a good outcome, because I don't need family drama in my life. Like, I hate family drama. You know, I saw it as a child, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and now as an adult, you know, I just don't want to deal with it. So, but yeah, I don't know how to end this video, but I will update you guys and let you guys know in the future what's going on. Another quick update that I forgot to mention, unless I did mention it, So Phil and I were not technically married, so we are actually technically going to go to, okay, so we are going to sign the paperwork and we're going to go to the justice of the peace and whatever if we can, and we are going to get legally married hopefully this year, hopefully. So fingers crossed that we can do that. We want to get it done before Christmas, but if not before Christmas, then we're gonna have to do it after Christmas. And yeah, so I gotta make some phone calls next week, and yeah. So anyways, I will update you guys on that too. The reason why around Christmas is because, for the simple fact, is my grandmother, the one that I was crying for today, she passed away on December 24th, 2006. And I figured, you know, to make it a happier time again for me, that would be awesome. And for anyone who thinks that Phil and I aren't going to last together, blah, 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 you don't know us. I've known Phil for a long time. He's been a family friend for a long time. And yeah, I technically started hanging out with him when I was 15, but we weren't officially a couple until I was 21. So, and then now we got 2 kids, and you know, you've seen them a couple of times on YouTube. So anyways, I will update you guys, like I said, with what's going on, and and have a good night, everyone. It's actually 2 o'clock in the morning for me, so I gotta get some sleep. Okay, bye.